Okay, guys, we're gonna get started. So thank you so much for attending. Make sure to sign in to get your attendance accounted for. To start off, I'm Hannah Nguyen. I'm the Division 3 in LTG, as well as the committee chairperson for the Governor's Project Committee, and I'll be presenting the Governor's Project Committee webinar.
All right, and hi there. My name is Abraham Kannard. I am the Division 25S31 Lieutenant Governor, as well as the committee chair of the District Project Committee. Um, and we'll give a few more seconds to sign in, and then we'll go in and get started. I'll be presenting first about the district project and everything to do with it. All right, perfect. So, of course, this is our 2024-2025 district project. I just want to give some credit where credit is due with our amazing committee. Along with me, the other four LTGs a part of this committee are Ben, Izzy, Gio, and Ibrahim, and then our two committee reps, Elena and Bryson, who have also helped a lot this past semester with, or this past almost year now with the district project. So. But for those that don't know, our 2024-2025 district project is Stimulating Hearts. So this can be found on the website, of course, but Stimulating Hearts aims to engage key club members by encouraging them to apply their knowledge and skills in the STEM field, of course, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, to meaningful service-oriented projects. So this project primarily focuses on two areas of science, which is environmental healthcare. However, your club can really branch out in whichever way they want to, as long as it relates back to the STEM field. Of course, this offers great flexibility wherever this club wants to go. But yeah, it offers a lot of opportunities. So most of the reason why people participate in the district project is, of course, oops, yeah, my bad. The QR code also has the link. Um, But yeah, the district project award, perfect. This is just the rubric to kind of get an idea of what our committee will be looking for with when we're grading the district project forms, which I think usually come out closer to when LegCon happens. But if you want to, your club or even just you can look over this rubric now to kind of get an idea of what to maybe start preparing, what to like get done now. That way you can have it for later on. That way your club can get the like max points that you can on the award. Perfect. And something new that we did just put out a couple days ago actually were our flyers for the district project. We've been working on these for a little bit now, but we of course have our official flyer, which is kind of the information I just talked about, what it is and our mission. But our monthly challenges are now also official, so this is new. So some of these monthly challenges can be creating community cleanup events, um, holding STEM career exploration events, volunteering at local hospitals, having plastic-free days or weeks with your club or even your school, holding a blood donation drive. I know a lot of schools have been doing that a lot recently, hanging posters to educate students about STEM, and a lot more. Of course, if you need, these will also be on the website under the district project page, so you can always go back to and look for to kind of get ideas of how to participate. Perfect. But something I really wanted to talk about during this webinar was our first service event for the district project. So our service event for our first one is showcasing consists of numerous different career paths, all of which are equally important to our community's functioning. And with this event, clubs will be able to create and hold a career event in their school's district that showcases everything STEM has to offer, from medical paths to engineering paths. This event can be held at any grade level or even with multiple grades. So if you want to do it like with your entire middle, seventh and eighth grade, or if you just want to do it with like one grade, maybe just like 11th, or even just your club, that's fine as long as it stays within your school's district. So no like cross district combined events or anything. But by introducing these kids to more opportunities, you're not only leaving an impact on the STEM field, but also their futures. Perfect. And to elaborate a little bit more on this, so how will it work? some ideas. These are the main three ideas that we're offering for this service event. So one could be presenting to classes slash student bodies. So maybe make like a big presentation about like STEM career paths and fields that students can go into to your club, other classes, entire like grades, as I mentioned, or like middle schools, high schools, whatever. The second option is inviting guest speakers. Now, we understand that most of the time when you invite a guest speaker, it's usually during a presentation you have. So you're of course able to do this, but for the whenever we get to it, but it's going to be two separate things you'll see later. And then the third, and I would say most interesting option that we'd like to see is you guys hosting a career fair for students with like tables set up for different career ideas in the STEM field. It's just a very fun and interactive way to really get to know these kids and kind of hear but yeah, we'll go ahead and look at the submission form now real quick. It's not going to be too long, but I just want to run through it so you guys get a full understanding of what's in it and what to expect. So this first page, of course, is just going to have our service project flyer that we've created. This is also going to be on the website if you ever need to look at it. But yeah, it's going to ask for your email there. And then filling out here is just going to ask first one's just going to be your home club name, which opportunity you did, which is where that part comes into play. So, did you hold a presentation for class, club, whatever? You click that option. If you invited a guest speaker, you click that option. And say you did a presentation, but you also had a guest speaker. I just go ahead and click guest speaker. And then if you want to do another presentation later on, that way you have that space to put that one again. And then, of course, the third option, holding a career fair and a description. This has to be very detailed as this is what we will primarily be looking at whenever we're awarding those extra points. And of course, three pictures of the event. And this form, just so you're aware, it can be filled out a max of three times. So once for each available opportunity. That's why I said if you had a guest speaker but also a presentation, do the guest speaker so you have that other slot open for another presentation. But yeah, there's a max of three times. That way we're not over pushing any extra points or anything. But yeah, awesome. And that's all I had. If you guys have any questions, if you want to take a picture of this email, email the questions there and I'll be sure to quickly answer them. But if anyone has any questions right now, you can also ask. But if not, I will be handing it over to last year's District Project Award winner, which was Cypress Creek High School. So thank you guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm Xiomara Sanchez, the Cypress Creek High School Vice President, and I will be presenting the district project and governor's project from more like a club point of view. And sorry for earlier, I was having some technical difficulties with my microphone. So I think the first step to to performing well with the district project is staying informed. At Cypress Creek, we like to make sure every officer is informed about the district project and what it does. So we like to make sure we stay up to the Instagram, group me, and website respectively.
And
So because to stay up to date, we host a lot of officer meetings and general meetings. We usually host general meetings 1 to 2 times a month, and afterwards we'll have an officer meeting. So we like to have our sponsor present. That way he can give some insight as well. And then whenever we're having our officer meetings, we like to discuss upcoming projects, ideas, and roles related to the district projects. And whenever we come up with an idea or a project, we like to divide like the tasks based on position plus skills. So for example, the event coordinator would find related date the social media with any new ideas we have, and the treasurer would make sure we manage our funds accordingly. So onto funding. At Creek, we like to really focus in on funding more early on in the year. That way, like quarter two, three, and four are much more relaxed and like money isn't as big as an issue. So we do this by hosting a lot of fundraising social, go to paid volunteer events. The photo there you'll see that's a social we had at Gongcha, which is one of our partners, and we do earn some money from that. So for events, so this year's district project is very STEM related. So some events, like we like to make a list of possible events and like recurring events we can have. So like volunteering at technology centers medical organizations and hospitals. We had volunteers help clean up a local river and park in the area a few weeks ago, and we also wrote Thanksgiving cards for medical workers and hospitals. And then for service projects, after general meetings, we like to dedicate time for service projects afterwards so the members can easily as I mentioned earlier, we wrote mental health cards for medical workers, but we also like to take the time to accept like for donation drives and stuff. This allows it for members and like officers to really collaborate much easier because the members are already there. So it allows for them to participate more. And you'll notice in the photos, we had our Key Club members help clean up with the cafeteria after lunches, which just made it a because they were already there. And then finally, for members, as mentioned earlier, just engaging with them is really important. And to make it easier to engage with them, we like to offer a lot of events that are really local or at school already, which it just makes it easier for them to participate. And if they're not able to participate like in person, we do host for monetary for like foundations or for like school supplies and blankets and stuff. And this just allows members to participate, like even if they can't physically go somewhere. But to make like transportation easier, I would say recommend like providing transportation if possible, because a lot of members, like especially the younger ones, like don't have rides, and knowing that there's a ride available, volunteer more and help out. And then a lot of promotion too. We make sure to promote meetings on the announcements and social media, any new events or ideas we have and how they can participate. And then our final thing will be Rally with Flatly. It's pretty much like an example of all of this put together. It's a fun end of the project we promoted for about like 2 months in advance. We worked in collaboration with other key clubs as well and with Cypress Kiwanis. And it was funded by the money we had raised earlier on in the year. And then we donated all of our remaining profits to Books at Heart, which is an organization that provides books for kids. So it was just a really fun way to engage members with Key Club and the Kiwanis while also serving our community. And finally, like our results from this method, a lot of our membership and meeting retention has increased because members are just having a lot more fun at meetings, being able to contribute. And it's also been able to expand our project horizons because we just have so many more members participating. And in general, the members just feel more included and part of the club, which just increases like club happiness overall. Thank you. Thank you. That was my presentation for the district project.
Okay, thank you, Sia. Next, I'll be moving on to the governor's project, and I'll be presenting this one. So on today's agenda, we'll be going over what exactly is the governor's project, how do I apply for the award, how do I stand on my application, and then we'll be talking about how to participate and earn points, and then we'll end it off with some questions. So first off, what is the governor's project? So this year's governor's project is Minds and Motions, which really focuses on promoting and fostering comprehensive academic and personal growth. So it encourages individuals to expand their knowledge, prioritize their mental health and well-being, and pursue their passions through community service. So this can be through like supporting organizations that support mental health, such as Erica's Lighthouse, or it can be tutoring kids so that they can expand their knowledge, or helping pursue their passions, such as like tutoring kids in middle school, like orchestra or band or art or any of the fine arts or stuff like that. So this is our committee flyer. So this was published a while ago back in the summer. So make sure your lieutenant governors, your editors, and people like that are posting this in their newsletters. And you can also post this on your social media so that members know what they should be looking out for, what they should be doing, and how they can help support the governor's project, which is Minds in Motion. So on the left, you'll see a little brief overview of what it is and why we chose Minds in Motion this year. And then on the right is some monthly challenges, which I highly encourage y'all participate in, especially if you're applying for the award at LEDCon, because this will be a requirement on the rubric, which we'll look into later. So how exactly do you apply for the Governor's Project Award? So back in August, we made a step-by-step tutorial video. So when you're applying for the Governor's Project Award, make sure you check out this video so that you see a little step-by-step on how to apply to make sure you're doing everything correctly. And then this was made in collaboration with the Contest and Awards Committee and the District Project Committee. And this video is applicable to both the Governor's Project and District Project Award. So if you're applying for both projects, this video is like a two-in-one because both projects award applications are really similar, so we just combined it into one video. However, if you're applying for both the Governor's Project and District Project Award, the Google Forms will be separate on the TO website, which we'll look into on the next slide. So this is the updated rubric as of July 2024. So I'll click on this. It's really similar to the district project rubric as well. So you can scroll down and this will be on page 7 of the manual. Oops. On page 7 of the manual. So I can see it's really similar to the district project award. However, there are some like small tweaks because it is a different project. So make sure when you're applying for this project, you read into all the rules and make sure you're doing everything correctly. And for the governor's project, the award will only be given to first place. So you really want to aim for distinguished. So make sure you're looking at this throughout the year and planning on what you want to do and how you'll accomplish this award. So how do I stand out in my application? So every year we get a lot of applications for the Governor's Project Award. So you want to make sure that you stand out in your award, and this is how you stand out. So first off is to really put in the effort. Since you're competing against so many other clubs, you want to stand out by putting in the effort and showing that you care about the Governor's Project and that you've been supporting the Governor's Project throughout the year. So first off, add as many details as possible in your application. We want to know literally everything, anything, brag about your club, brag about what you've been doing throughout the year. We don't want any skimpy paragraphs, so make sure you include everything and make sure you read the rubric thoroughly as previously mentioned. So if, for example, if it says include 7 for maximum points, try your best or at least try to do 7. And then make sure you start looking at the application early so that you know what you're getting yourself into throughout the year. Because you don't want to open the application and see the rubric in like per se April, like the beginning of April, right before LEDCon, and then have to like rush all these service projects that you could have been doing throughout the year. So reminders, this will be due April 7th for now, so no exceptions. Make sure you're checking the TO website where the forms will be and that you'll see the deadline and the Google Forms for submissions. So make sure you're looking at throughout the year. And then incomplete answers will not be awarded points, so make sure you're reading the rubric thoroughly again. And start early, have an action plan, and keep a log of your activities. For example, if you participate in one volunteer event that supports the Governor's Project, make sure you write it down somewhere so that when you're writing, like, for example, your summary for the Governor's Project, you know what to include and what to really emphasize on. So how can you participate in the Governor's Project? So our first one is Minds in Motion. Sorry for the typo. So make sure you post your clubs participating in the Governor's Project and you can use the hashtag Minds in Motion, which we started, and add the TO Instagram page to be reposted on our district Instagram page. So reasons why you might want to do this is because it's really easy, it's really fast points. Like all your members can at separately and use the hashtag separately and it'll all go towards your club. So make sure you really spread this to your members because like for example, even one member can give you like points towards this if they repost on their Instagram, and club Instagram pages can do this as well. So you'll be reposted on the district Instagram page, so it gives you a lot of recognition. So I highly suggest you and your clubs participate in this one. And then our next one is Drive for Change. So you can help support the Governor's Project and low-income communities by hosting donation drives for your school. So some things we will be collecting, but isn't limited to, are writing utensils, art supplies, sporting equipment, notebooks, books, and more. So it really depends on what you think your community needs, and that's something that helps support the Governor's Project, which is education and passion and mental health. So when you collect these supplies, make sure you fill out the QR code or the link, which will take you to a Google form and it'll just ask you, it's really quick. It just asks you about your first name, last name, region, division, school, your position, and then it'll give you some questions about how you hosted your donation drive and how many things you've collected. And then it'll also ask which organization you'll be donating to, just in case. If you need help, you can ask your regional advisor or your LTG for help on where to donate these supplies. And then make sure you provide a photo submission for proof. And if you don't provide a photo submission or stuff like that, you will not be awarded points. So make sure you have photo proof of your donations. Next is mindful messages. So we'll be initiating this month. So help spread community wellness in these letters by sending letters to local organizations. So writing messages will give members the opportunity to earn points towards top 25 in our projects. So some ideas I provided below and were mentioned in the previous presentation is that you can write kind messages on like lunch bags and give that to like homeless people or like little kids so that they can have like nice little lunch notes, and then send letters to organizations such as hospitals. And then I've also linked a writing program. It's from St. Jude's Hospital. So you can write cards on this program and it'll send these digital cards to kids in hospitals so that it just really boosts their day and makes their day and really encourages them. So I highly suggest using this as well. And then make sure you count all the letters you have, take a picture, and so you can submit it as proof. Next is community newsletters. So this year, our committee will be posting committee newsletters that will display clubs participating in our project, as well as including some mental wellness tasks and tips. So make sure to be featured in the newsletters, submit photos in our tech producer Casey's photo album, which is linked on the right. And then photos that will get chosen will earn points towards our project. So make sure you're putting your photos in this album because they will be used and it will benefit your club in the long run. And then I've included more resources. So for an overview, I've provided a QR code and link on a summary of what the Governor's Project is and our goals for this year. And then in the middle is Casey's photo album drive again. And then on the very right is the contest and awards page for more details on how to apply. I'll click on this briefly. So as you can see, you can find the rubric on the right here that will apply to all the awards. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll find the Google Forms, which will open in, I believe, April to like late February. And you'll get a notification when these open. And it's a Google form on how to apply for the governor's project, as well as the district project and any other things you might want to apply for. And that's all. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My contacts will be provided but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll be handing it off to CEO again for Cypress Creek's overview of how they participated in the governor's project last year.
Hi, I'm Xiomara Sanchez again. So participated in the governor's project. So it's pretty similar to the district project. It's important you stay informed. Like a lot of new resources come out. So it's again making sure each officer is updated what the government project is about, like what it is, what it's doing. So just make sure to stay updated with the Instagram, GroupMe, and website. And as Hannah mentioned earlier, there's a is located on the website. So officer meetings, we like to, as mentioned for the district project, we like to have officer meetings 1 to 2 times a month after the general meetings. And here we're just discussing more projects, ideas, and like roles in those projects and ideas with our sponsor. And we're just dividing based. So like the event coordinator would find events. And it's generally what the planning process for the district project and the governor project is the same. We're just focusing on different goals. And then for general meetings, we we like to mention any upcoming like service projects or events we have like specifically related to the governor's project. And this just allows members to stay, helps keeps them engaged if they know what's going on within Key Club. And so for funding, as mentioned earlier, if you focus in funding early on in the year, it just makes like quarters 2, 3, and 4 much more relaxed. So there's a lot of ways, and as mentioned, we have Gongcha Socials, which is the way we earn money. But in the photo is actually our president, and he's at a water lantern event, and that was a paid volunteer event, and we were able to earn a good amount of money, which has made the rest of the year a lot more relaxed and calm. So definitely do the research in your local areas if there's any events that provide some extra change. And for events, find a lot of online related events. You can definitely consult with your LTG or your like event coordinator, local Kiwanis or school organizations because they'll have a lot of like ideas or events that you could possibly contribute. And it's important to get the members involved, especially the more member participation, the more just like club engagement and retention you have. And if you're able to host your own events, so I know I mentioned this earlier, but we did actually like host this like cleaning up the cafeteria. We like went to the janitors and the custodians and asked if they needed help, so we made sure to advertise it accordingly. And for service projects, there's a lot of ways to host service projects, like hosting donation drives or tutoring local students and more. We offer at least one of types of these events every month, like that's related to the governor's project. So and we tend to have a lot of we tend to collect a lot of supplies for donation drives towards the end of general meetings, which just allows for more members to participate and engage. And on the left, you'll see photos from a school supply donation drive we hosted earlier on in the year that we donated to local schools. And then for members, a lot of the same things are too, just make sure they're very engaged. Make it easier for them to go volunteer by whether that be by having events locally at school or like service projects directly after meetings. Donations are an easy way for them to volunteer and help with their community as well. And transportation makes volunteering much more inviting and welcoming. And promotion is really important too. A lot of times volunteer members just don't know what's going on, so it's important to promote it on social media announcements and at meetings so the word is out there and they can go to every event they want to go to. And then an example of for the Governor's Project, we've for this year, Krieg has been focusing a lot on helping the homeless in the Houston metropolitan area. So this is an example of one of our service projects. We worked in collaboration with Jersey Village and Dobie Key Club, and we decorated, packaged, and delivered food bags to the homeless population, but we didn't limit it to just officers. We opened up the opportunity for members to also participate, and it just really made them feel like a part of the club. And this goal of helping the homeless has expanded more. We have other projects lined up where we're collecting blankets for them and everything. And it's really great to have long-term goals for what your club is working towards. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
And that's all for the webinar. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to stay back and ask them. However, if you don't have any questions, feel free to leave. Thank you so much for attending this year's Governor's X District Project Committee webinar.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
Woo!
Good work, team.
Man, period. Good job, guys.
My bad for the mic issue. I did not realize it was not working. But
Bro,
that was a good save. That was a really good save.
Abraham got on that so quickly. I was like, wait, what? And then I realized Theo's mic wasn't working.
I was so fast. I was like, wait, did I mess up my order? And then I realized I just wasn't heard.
It's okay. Is Emily here to end the Zoom? Emily? It's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna join this late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks
Bye.
for speaking as well.
Thank you
Yeah,
for inviting me.
Love you,
yeah.
Theo.
Thank you. Bye
Bye,
bye. Happy
y'all.
holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.